The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Thanks to Richard, who's a listener to the podcast and put this one under my nose. Good news if you're a bear who likes Krispy Kreme donuts. 2 bears on an Alaskan military base raided a Krispy Kreme donut van that was stopped outside a convenience store. The driver usually leaves his doors open. He won't be doing that anymore when he stops at the store. But this time, some polar bears climbed inside and they stayed for about 20 minutes. The bears chomped on donut holes and other pastries, ignoring the banging on the side of the van that was aimed at shooing them away. I could hang out with these bears. Do they like iced coffee? They sound cool. The manager at the store said, I was beating on the van. The bears aren't moving. I could hear them breaking open the packages and everything. They don't even care. Base security was called and sounded sirens meant to scare away the bears. The bears didn't care. The bears eventually came out and wandered in front of the store and gas station for a bit and then headed into the woods where I bet they had a great nap. Captain Lexi Smith, who's a spokesperson of the military base, said, we urge the public to use caution to ensure you're protecting our wildlife and yourselves. Wildlife may be our neighbor, but they should not be attracted to our human food sources, which apparently are donuts. A 23-year-old woman in Akron, Ohio, was moved to tears after meeting the family of someone who saved her life. Catherine is a heart transplant recipient and said it was just absolutely amazing and breathtaking, emotional, but also gratifying. Catherine had undergone 20 surgeries and procedures on her heart before even reaching age 20. When she suffered heart failure while still in college, her doctors told her, transplant. That was when I knew I was either leaving the hospital with a heart or leaving the hospital out the back door. After 35 days, she found that a heart had become available. Catherine said, we knew that their family were grieving something immense. A family that was losing not only maybe a child that we came to find out, but a loved one. They've lost them now, and while they're giving life, you're losing that piece of them. The heart had belonged to a 39-year-old mother of 2, Desiree, who had died suddenly of natural causes. Her parents said Desiree was adamant about being a donor. I'm a donor. You should be a donor. Desiree's stepmother said when she went to get her driver's license, I was with her, and she said, I want to be a donor. She goes, I got to be a donor. I want to be a donor because if I don't do anything good on earth, I know I will afterwards. And by golly, she did. Catherine is back at work and even ran a 5K. Lego is now selling Braille bricks that use the bumps on their iconic bricks to teach the Braille alphabet. And they're not just for blind people. Alongside the Braille bumps on each brick are printed the letters and numbers so that everyone can play while learning a new language. That's a great idea. The new Play with Braille set makes learning Braille more fun and is accessible to everyone. Martine Abel Williamson is the president of the World Blind Union and said for blind and partially sighted children, and adults for that matter, it makes all the difference if they could share their journey of learning Braille with the people they love the most. It's getting a little late in the season, but if you need help with your lawn, Brian Schwartz had an idea 3 years ago. He had just been laid off from work and wanted to do something good for others. He began mowing lawns for those who weren't able to, people like senior citizens, veterans, the disabled, not guys recording podcasts. They got to put the mic down and go outside and cut your own lawn, Johnny Mac. Schwartz's I Want to Mow Your Lawn effort became a movement. He now oversees around 500 volunteers in 46 states. Dude, you gave yourself a job. The group has spruced up 2,000 yards nationwide. Volunteer Steve Edgler said, they're offering gifts and money, but no, it's voluntary. That's why we do it. And people can't get over that fact sometimes. The effort is now going international. People are mowing lawns in Canada, Australia, and the UK. And okay, look, everybody, we know the golden retriever's on the roof. We know. You don't have to tell us. A woman has been forced to put up a sign explaining why her dog is on the roof. Huckleberry lives in Austin, Texas. He likes hanging out on the roof. Neighbors were constantly knocking on the door to let the owner know, hey, Huckleberry's on your roof. But with every knock, the owner would have to spend 10 minutes explaining, no, he goes up there and he's not in danger and he likes it. So she had to install a sign explaining, Huckleberry is living up to his name and learned how to jump on our roof from the backyard. We never leave him in the backyard without someone being at home, and he's not going to jump off unless you entice him with a food or ball. So don't do that. That's your 5 good news stories for today. Hey, do me a favor. If you enjoy the program, tell somebody about it. Be like, hey, you need 5 quick stories. There's this guy. He tells ridiculous stories about dogs sitting on roofs and Clydesdales having their tails amputated and things like that. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your shows. You have a great day.